Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of my story time of how God fulfilled his promises of moving me from South Africa to the United States. Now, if you're only watching this video, stop. Go to part 1. Ala up. Rewind. Go to part 1, and then after you watch part 1, jump back on here to part 2. You guys know what happened in part 1, the struggle that it was, but God pulled through to get me here. So I'm sure you're asking yourselves, how has it been? How are you experiencing new life in the USA? Let me tell you, life here for me has been an absolute blessing. It has definitely come with its difficulties because this is not my environment. I'm still learning how to navigate my way around here, how to navigate my new life here. But it's been, I'm living out the promises of God all the time, every single day, whether I have not. Listen. Okay, firstly, I want to start off with my in-laws. I am so blessed, guys. Let me tell you. I was so nervous about the whole in-law debacle. Because you know the horror stories that are so popular about mother-in-laws and this-in-laws. I do not share that experience. My in-laws welcomed me with so much love, with so much affirmation, with so much warmth. It was so overwhelming. One of the things that I was so, I don't even want to say anxious about, but I was like, sad about, obviously, was leaving my mother. Me and my mom are so close, so close. So I was very sad about that. I was very sad that I was leaving my mom behind. But when I came here, I not only gained 2 mother-in-laws, which is my husband's mom and my husband's stepmom, but I also gained a grandmother. Oh, for me, I'd never had a grandmother before. My mom's mom passed away when my mom was just a teenager. And because I didn't grow up really being integrated with my father and his side of the family, I never had the privilege of getting to know my father's mother. So my husband shared his grandmother with me, and I thank God for her. I thank God for her. Currently, even right now, we are living in her house, you know. So I'm so grateful for my in-laws. They're wonderful people. They're so funny and so vibrant, and they cook so good. Like my mother-in-law's mac and cheese. We need to make a business for her, because that mac and cheese is crazy. I think also one of the reasons why my in-laws were so welcoming to me is because of who my husband is. They trusted his decision, you know. My husband, he is who he is. He's not someone else. He's not emulating. He's not trying to be omnia umtu. He is the person that you meet, you know. And so he's full of dignity and integrity, and he loves the Lord. So I think because of who he is, they trusted the decision that he made in the wife that he chose. So yeah, I think though, I'm just speculating because they were just so nice to me. So now let me tell you, back on God's word. I'm going to keep referring to the words that God had been giving me before I got to America, because I just want to show you guys that God is a God of detail, and he is a fulfiller of his promises. So before I got here, like I said in my other previous video, that my husband and I had like a small traditional ceremony in South Africa. And then coming here, we honestly just thought, I thought that we're probably just going to go to the court and get our, marriage license, get our certificate and everything. But I think in 2019, if I'm not mistaken, God had given a word to my father-in-law, who's actually my spiritual father Both my father-in-law and my stepmother-in-law are pastors, and they are our spiritual authorities for me and my husband. So anyways, when my husband and I were doing marriage counseling with my father-in-law, he had actually received a word from God saying that my husband and I are going to have a big wedding, right? That was just a word. That was it. No, it was actually more than that. It was, my husband and I are going to have a big wedding. And when I come to the United States, I should pack light. Obviously, with the second one, I was like, pack light? Jesus, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm moving. I'm not going on a holiday. I'm not here to work. I'm moving. What do you mean pack light? But anyways, I tried my best to follow the instruction. And anyways, I couldn't even pack too many things because there was a limit at the airport. And I had just made it just beneath the limit. So yeah. Anyways, so this is how those two specific words came into fruition. When we got here, we had about, I think, 3 months to get married, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we had about 3 months in total to get married. And then with the visa that I was on, if you weren't married within those specific months, go home, go back home, but it's done for you. But obviously that wasn't an issue because my husband and I knew that, you know, we were gonna get so droga, so we're gonna get married. So while I was still like just integrating and coming here and moving into grandma's and all of that, but I'm telling you, my in-laws had asked us like, what are you guys' plans? And him and I were just like, oh no, we're just gonna go to the court. We're gonna have like 1 or 2 witnesses, and then like maybe a small dinner and a small lunch to celebrate our marriage being legally officiated this side. We did not ask of this, but my in-laws just started literally coming together. My in-laws from my mother-in-law, my husband's mom, they literally, guys, started to come together. It was like a stokvel, a literal stokvel for our wedding. I don't want to get too much into this because I am going to do a separate video where I expound on it and then, you know, but I don't want to talk too much. But they literally came together, guys, and we had a big wedding. I'm talking dress, I'm talking his suit, like everything. We had a big wedding. God's word coming into fruition. Second one, when I got here, there was a stack of clothes waiting for me. Clothes waiting for me. Some were from my husband's aunt, some were from grandma, and I was so, this is actually grandma's. She gave this to me. This was her stuff. She gave this to me. I was so touched by God's attention to detail. Like when you hear that word, like pack light, I never thought in my mind that, you know, okay, listen, I got so many new things. I got new perfume, guys. When I came to America, I came here with 1 bottle of perfume. I currently have more than 10. Some are unopened, of brand new perfumes. Some were used, but that's not even the point. Like, I smell good all the time because of the Lord. You feel me? So that was absolutely incredible. That was my experience just coming here. Just, I was engulfed in just love. And I'm so grateful to my in-laws. I love you guys. I don't know if you're ever going to be watching this video, but I love you guys so much. You have made my move and my transition so much easier. So thank you. So that was an experience. Also, I'm the type of person who believes in affirmations. I say affirmations over myself all the time. And one of my affirmations was that I want to be an asset to my in-laws. And so it's been so incredible because that affirmation has actually been coming alive. Yes, we're living in grandma's house. Yes, we're in her space, but bro, I have the honor of cooking for this woman, of making her food like every week, of just making her any way that I can make her life easier. I'm up for it, you know. My mother-in-law is so sweet. Like, I give her massages anytime she wants a massage. I'll remind her and be like, girl, you don't come for your weekly massage. She'll sit there, we'll catch up, we'll talk about everything under the sun. So yeah, God is amazing. He pays attention to detail. Okay, now to like the lighter things, because you know, I hope you guys haven't been tired of me speaking about God. If you know me personally, that's all I do. Living here in America, listen, the food portions, I'm not used to it. The food portions here compared to back at home are crazy. Like, we are kiwa apa, guys. Ziyapanga Americans. Like, number one, food portions. What a big difference. Like, wow. Also, weight gain because of that, because now I'm pulling back a little bit and I have a little bit more like restrictions with myself. But before, I just used to go in with the course, bruh. And then living expenses, it's much more expensive living here. Like, for me, back home, an Uber that would cost like maybe 150 at most could easily cost 500 Rand here. I kid you not. Like, I kid you not. The living expenses are day and night. Obviously, there are a few things like, I enjoy going to the dollar store to pick like a few things up because it's a dollar store, you know, things are cheap. But just in general, like, food is much more expensive here. The food prices are crazy. Gas, which is what we call petrol, much more expensive here. What else? Americans are super friendly. Oh my gosh. Super friendly. Like, I have met so many just nice people. Also, for all you, the South Africans, the closers or the non-closers, the Balungus here are nice. Like, that's my own personal experience compared to the Balungus back at home. You feel me? But what else? American pride. Yo, Americans are so proud of their country. It's actually very nice to see. One of the things that I've noticed is that you will just find randomly on a house like American flag. Like, there's American flags everywhere. And it's actually so nice. Like, it's one of the things that really stood out, because for me back home, like, the only time I would really see a South African flag, honestly, is if like I'm going to like police station, traffic department, home affairs, you know, those type of places. But never a house in J. You're driving through the neighborhood, you're seeing a house with a South African flag. I don't know. I have never seen that as a South African. Maybe you guys have somewhere in South Africa, but personally for me, zilch. So I like that sense of, you know, pride in their nation. I like that. I think it's a good thing. Something that I've also noticed is that Americans are hard workers. Now, I'm not saying that South Africans are not, right? Obviously, there is a big difference, because here in America, as a black person, I am the minority, but back home as a black person, I'm the majority, right? So obviously here, there's a lot more white people. But Americans in general, I feel like they're hardworking. Like, from what I've seen, like, people are just getting about, like, getting the buck, like, getting the dollar. You know what I'm trying to say? Also, I think I was a bit shocked when I came here and I saw like white people working behind counters. I don't know where I was. I don't know if it was Dunkin' Donuts or something. But I walked in and it was just like, oh, it is Chick-fil-A. I walk in, it's just like all white people. Bruh, I thought everybody was a manager. I thought everybody was a manager. Because back home, we don't see that. We don't see that. The people who are working behind the counters back home are black people or colored people. Anyone but a white person. So for me, that was an eye-opener. And I was like, oh, I really am not back home. Because at home, that is just, unfortunately, something that you don't see, you know? Unless obviously it's like, and I'm not saying like, unless obviously it's like at a restaurant, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm speaking about like takeout, you know what I'm speaking about like grocery places. Even when I was in Stellenbosch, when I grew up in Stellenbosch, during high school, I didn't see that. There was only black people and colored people. So that was definitely a culture shock. What else? Also, things here are generally bigger. Like the roads are bigger, like the cars are bigger. There's like more space. I don't want to say bigger houses because I've seen some top of the notch, like crazy houses in South Africa, you know. I don't want to my people like that, okay? Because there are some South Africans who know how to live, you know, driving nice cars, black people owning huge houses. So that wasn't really like a culture shock for me because I'm used to that black home. I'm used to that back home. But here I just find that like generally like there's more like space, like roads are bigger and like cars are bigger. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know. Just something that I've noticed. My church environment, I don't know about you guys, but for me in my Christian walk, like church is an important part of my walk with God, you know, and finding a good church, or finding a church that fits in with you is so important. And luckily I didn't have to do the searching on my own because I just go to the church that my husband goes to. But my church is awesome. I go to Calvary Church in Dalran for anyone who wants to know. I love it. Like I've already made friends. I've already like met people who I just genuinely enjoy, that I can call or that can come see me or come like, you know, very warm environment, very loving. And yeah, that's been really, really nice. I've really enjoyed that element. So I'm glad I didn't have to struggle when it comes to that. I have a church home here. And like I said before, my father-in-law and my stepmother-in-law are pastors. So we still do like Bible studies with them over Zoom because they're living in another state. So far, that is all. I'm sure this is like a video specifically like this that speaks about the things that I've found different. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be something that I continuously update as I explore more of the country and I go to other states and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be keeping you guys updated about like, oh, this state and that state and the differences here and the differences there. Also, something that is so like different is the weather. It's cold here. Like it's cold. Like the thing is, because I grew up in Cape Town is windy. But here, it like when it's cold, it's so cold. That type of cold that just seeps into your bones. Like, it's so cold. But also when I came here, because before I came to New Jersey, I was in Philadelphia. It was so hot. It was so hot, like so hot and humid. So definitely the weather, I feel like here, like, it's like exaggerated. I don't even know. Like, is the global warming different this side than it is back home? I don't know. But yeah, the weather changes have been wild. But I'm really impressed with my body, you know, how it's been adjusting. I'm impressed with my mind as well. How it's also been adjusting. There's definitely things I miss about back home. But oh my gosh, I hope you guys have enjoyed my story time part 1 and part 2. And I hope that I've been able to articulate well the differences that I've noticed from moving from South Africa to here. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. I just freaking love sitting here and talking to you. Like, what? I was made for this. Okay, period. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate all your love and support. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share, and also turn on your bell notifications so you can get notified every time I come with new content. Please leave down in the comment section how you guys have enjoyed this, what you would like me to incorporate for my next videos. And yeah, a final word before I love and leave you. Simple. Believe God. Believe Him. He has good plans for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope in the future. I love you guys, and whatever season that God is bringing you in, please have faith that He has equipped you for that season. You know, even when it's scary, just have faith that God will never bring you into a season, or will never bring you into a new challenge or anything in your life where He has not equipped you before, you know. So yeah, I love you guys, and I'll see you on my next video.